Hello, this is a response video to discussion board 1. Mainly I'll be looking at your questions and answers. I'll be providing answers to your questions. That's actually what we're looking at. So I had this set up in a very simple Word document. That Word document is available in Blackboard. I just figured I'd have myself down here on the screen so you can see me in case you'd rather look at me rather than read the text, but you're welcome to just read the text. I'm sorry if you have to look at me, but that's all right. We'll get over it. So reasons for this discussion board is that, of course, I like to get to know my students. You're more than just a number or some username. I do want to get to know you because I think these interactions are important. It shapes your view of school, and it kind of will stick with you a little bit more, I hope. I also think it's good for you to know who your classmates are. Some of you are kind of doing this by yourself. A lot of you are high school students, which is wonderful, but you're sitting in your study hall doing this work. Hopefully you're able to watch these videos and get some headphones and all that sort of good stuff. But it's very isolating, I think. At least that's how I would feel. So I want to make sure that you feel like there's some sort of interaction, there's human connection, and you can maybe, I'm not saying be best friends or whatever, but maybe you'll find a new BFF or whatever here. That'd be cool. I ask questions because I'm checking for understanding. A lot of us are afraid to ask questions. I want you to ask questions and feel better asking questions. It might actually be easier to ask questions in an online course because you don't have all those other people staring at you, which makes everyone nervous to ask questions. So get comfortable asking questions, and I also believe that every question deserves an answer. I'm not one of those people that say there aren't any stupid questions, because there are stupid questions. There's a lot of stupid questions, but just because it's stupid doesn't mean that question doesn't deserve an answer. So we're going to look at some course questions. I might split this video up into two. I'm kind of keeping a run on time so I don't make these too long for you. So course questions, tests. I'm concerned about tests. There's no tests. The discussion boards, they aren't a test. They're just kind of seeing what you think. I'm really interested in just learning how you think and helping you think better. We do a lot of that through writing. I really didn't address any of the writing stuff. I'll address that probably in a separate video. Concerns about keeping up with the coursework. A lot of y'all are busy. That's okay. You have commitments, you're busy, you're taking high school classes, or you're a parent and you have to shuffle kids around. I understand all that sort of stuff. I try to keep that in mind when I make my assignments. I know you have other classes, other things, and you want to sleep and do whatever. It really is going to depend on how fast you read. Generally, we would be meeting for an hour and 15 minutes twice a week, and without, not even factoring travel time, that's 3 hours a week. So I think the reading coursework kind of fits in that face-to-face time. And then I don't want you to spend more than 10 to 15 minutes on each discussion board. I know sometimes it makes you think about an answer. But most of the discussion board and even the general writing and the journals don't require a lot of time. I'm not asking for perfect writing, so you don't need to spend a lot of editing. I do want you to think, so read the discussion board, think about it, and then come back and type. But you're going to have to plan. You have to plan your schedule. You have to work around things. I'm going to try to post things as early in advance as I can, to where it's not going to be detrimental for you or the course or even for me. But you're going to have to plan. You have the assignment schedule. That's going to be stay pretty rigid. We have due dates that will be posted throughout the week. I do this because I do want you checking in several times. This is not just something that you can do once a week or every other week and cram in and get all your stuff in, because that kind of defeats the purpose of the class. You don't just go to the gym once a week or every other week and expect to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. You got to go every day and put the work in if you want the results. If you're not going to put the work in, you're going to get the results that you deserve. I just say that. So your grade and your growth in the class is going to be reflective of what you're putting into it. I'm going to try to keep everything. Oh, I disappeared. Sorry. I was trying to highlight something. I'm going to keep everything within. I can't even find it. But we'll just be all right without me. Oh, here I am. Sorry. Technology. I keep very low budget stuff, so I don't have a fancy screencaster. But I'll keep everything within 2 weeks current, but I don't really want you working ahead is the next thing, because I try to keep this as like a live class. I'm responding directly to your work, and if you're like in week 6 and I'm responding to week 1, you're not going to look back. I want you to look back. I don't run this course on autopilot. Everything I do, I create new. Even though I might have stuff from previous lessons, I want to update the quality. I want to incorporate what you know and what questions you have and what you're working on. So, I'm not teaching from, 2 years ago. So I can talk about your topics and, the books that we're reading and the sources we're reading and incorporate that stuff. And that's going to be beneficial to you, at least I hope. I value your time. I respect your time. I hope that you respect my time as well. One of you pointed out the course schedule looked funky. Yeah, there's going to be typos in this class. I'm sorry. As I'm creating new things, I'm not curating it individually. A lot of the stuff I'm cranking out for speed. And so it didn't copy correctly because I was using the table function. So I'm sorry about that. It's posted correctly in, I think, the course schedule, but I'll double check that. Presentation. A lot of you are worried about the presentation. Please don't be. It's not high stakes. I'm not asking you to do some fancy high production thing where you're memorizing your speech and I'm sitting there with my notebook ticking off points every time you scratch your nose and say the word No, that's stupid. And this is not a speech class. This is more about presenting your ideas. You have plenty of other things to worry about than this presentation. So all I'm looking for is you can do something as simple as this. I have Photo Booth up, because I have a Mac. I know one of you hates Macs and Apple, and that's okay. We'll get along, it's fine, but I think this is easy. And I have Word, and I'm just using the screencast feature from QuickTime. You can do a PowerPoint with VoiceOver. There's actually ways that you can do PowerPoint and do a sample recording. And so there's a little speaker icon. You can do that and post that. That'll be fine. You can be fancy, but first of all, I don't want you spending money on recording software or anything. You bought your books, you paid for the class. That's enough for you to spend money on. Just make it simple. Even if your mom's recording you on your iPhone, right? That is fine. I'm sure you don't want your mom recording you, but somebody's recording you on your phone or on your computer, whatever. It's just a few presentation slides, get your point across, and that's it. So we are at about 8 minutes. I think this is good. So I will stop here, and then I'll answer the questions about me in part 2, which will allow you to kind of skip whatever you want to skip.